Are you running social media campaigns for your just sold properties online and you're not getting any traction, nor are you getting any leads? If so, then watch this video where I break down our exact ad strategy for just sold properties so you can start generating leads and start getting traction with them today. Now, lead gen strategy 5 is just sold ads. Now, this strategy is a little bit different from some of the other more direct strategies where we have people inquiring directly for appraisals, price updates. We've got people opting in for an instant suburb report or instant neighborhood report, or getting access to an ebook that shows them how to increase the value of their property if they are looking to sell. These are very direct response ads that we're running in some of those other strategies. Whereas just sold is, whilst it can attract people that are potentially looking to sell or maybe want to see what other things near them are selling for so they can get a bit of a gauge for their own property, of course there's a bit of an awareness type of element to it as well. So whilst most agents are running some sort of just sold ad for the properties once they do sell, a lot of times these are just boosted posts and they're not getting a huge amount of traction on them. So it's important that we advertise these the right way and we aren't just boosting them like basic posts, putting a few dollars on them. There's no real targeting behind it. We really want to be able to set these up in a way that's going to help us attract more motivated sellers and enable us to generate new contacts for our database. However, we do need to understand that whenever we actually use a just listed or a just sold ad, we are going to inevitably also attract buyers and renters and people that are just generally interested in real estate or what type of home in that area has sold for, as that is the messaging that is used on a just sold ads. Obviously, we're putting out a just sold property, so anyone that has any interest in that property can be attracted to this. But if we are able to set these up the right way, we should be getting some inquiries for prospective vendors as well. So how do we set these up? So like in lead gen strategy number 1, we can set these up the same way by working our way through that campaign level, ad set level, and ad level. And once we get to the ad set level, generally when we're setting up the targeting for these, we can actually target more of a wider market to bring in anyone in the vicinity that might be interested in seeing what a property in that specific nearby area sold for. So for example, a house that sold in Blacktown in Sydney, we might advertise to a 3 to 5 kilometer radius of Blacktown to that whole part of Western Sydney, for instance. So we can see here, we were marketing a property sold in Clover Park and we targeted a 3 kilometer radius of Clover Park and the surrounding suburbs, right? So that's just because that was the catchment area that client wanted to actually find potential buyers and potential, people that were interested. So this was for someone, they'd listed the property and they sold it. So people that were interested in property kind of around that area, right? We can do a little bit wider when we're running just listed, just sold, but that depends how targeted you want to be. We can still make it as targeted as those other ads as well. So to set it up, what we want to do is we want to actually use images or videos of the property from your website or realestate.com.au page, or whatever equivalent you have in your country. That could be TradeMe, that could be another platform. And we want to select the carousel option so we can actually add multiple images that a user can scroll across when they're actually targeted by our ad. So let's go in and we're actually going to go through the setup of one of these. So again, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to go back to my account here, and I'm actually just going to kind of duplicate one of the other campaigns I've got just to make this easier. So I'm just duplicating one of my existing campaigns here, and we're going to set this up pretty much similar to how we've created some of the other ads in the other videos in this series, but I'm just going to call this just sold, and then I'm going to put the name of the property, so that could be 35 middle lane. And then I'm gonna just say the date, 22nd of whatever the date is, right? I'm gonna plug that in. So that's not actually the date, but I've just put that in. And then we're gonna go through, and with these, we can set them up probably just with a basic lead form is gonna be the easiest way. So we can just select leads here, because obviously our goal is still to be able to bring in additional leads. Generally, in terms of budget, I'm setting like a lifetime budget. So I'll normally go lifetime budget, how much. So normally these can be, we're putting a lifetime budget, run them over say 7 to 10 days. In this case, let's say I'm spending a budget of $300 for that specific property. And that's what I want to budget for that specific property. So I'm saying $300 lifetime budget. I'm using that function here. And let me go here. Yep, so there. Move on next, and we can obviously set our schedule for how long we want it to run for. This is running for a month, that's a bit long. I'll probably set this at about a week. So let's say I'm running it for about a week. And now, it's spending a bit more of a reasonable amount of money each day. And generally, like you can do it on a suburb level. Generally, I'll kind of go primary markets and then just set a broader radius around where the property is based. So let's say middle lane is in Service Paradise, just to keep on that kind of trend. So this should be all set up the same as how we did it before with some of our other ads. So we've got our page, we've got all of this stuff, we've got I'm gonna go down, audience controls. We can see here before we had pinpointed, we used the drop pin function, we've pinpointed the area that we're targeting. So here was main beach. So let's say that we're doing it in Surfers. Again, I'm gonna just bring up Surfers, Paradise, Queensland. Comes up with neighborhood. I'm just gonna drop the pin or somewhere close. Remove that. And before, when I was doing it, because I wanted it pretty much just to focus on just that suburb, I was doing like a 1 kilometer radius. For just sold, sometimes I'll make it a bit broader. So I do like, not 33, but maybe 3 kilometers. And this is the same as if you're running a just listed, but obviously just sold can bring in more prospective vendors. So I'm going here, setting like 3 kilometers, and then it's going out to bundle main beach, broad beach here, as we can see. And so that's kind of how I've set up the targeting there. We can see that's how we've done it in here as well. And then we actually go through to the actual ads level. And now I can change all the images and make it how I want it. So I've got a couple ad templates here that we can use for a just sold ad. So this is the primary text. I'm going to replace our primary text here. Just sold under offer in Surfers Paradise. I'm just gonna, so then we put in how many beds. Let's say 3 beds, 2 baths, 1 car. And then a lot of the time I'll just get like, if I go to realestate.com here, you see buy. So just because I want to show you how I'd go about, so let's say this is my listing. Yeah, and then I might just take that, nestled on a quaint private rear, whilst in a sense of privacy. Or if you have a creative flair, and this one has great renovated, whatever segment from it, I'll normally take it from there. The best bit, or sometimes change it a little bit. If you have creative flair, prepared to roll up your sleeves, or sometimes it can be related to the actual sale. I think if we go to one that actually sold, so these are like the listed ones. Let's go sold. Sold properties, let's go any of these, just because I want to see. So this is a sold property. Poised on a, yeah, so I'm just going to take this, right, plug it into here, sold for a street record. So we just go to the listing, take that from it. The best bit, poised on this block. This family cottage sold for a street record. Click learn more to find the final sale price and full details. Go back. Not sure what happened there. Let me reload. Okay, perfect. So we can see, yeah, we can see here, just sold under offer. So it could be either just sold. So let's say just sold. Move that. In Service Paradise, sold for a street record. Then we'll plug in our headline that we got here. And again, you can tweak this a little bit, but this just says 3 bedrooms in Surfers Paradise. Then the description. So more details about kind of the property itself and what it's. So you could even say, find out what it's sold for and have that as like a hook. So in this case, this is a little bit different, but yeah, if you wanted it to pop, you could say something like that as well here. But for this, I'm just saying, just sold in Surfers Paradise. 3 bedroom. And then I'm going to take classic family cottage. So then we've got our ad copy that we're using here. Learn more, call to action, learn more, and then we can just add our media for the property itself. So I would actually set this up as a carousel. So we can see here, do as a carousel, and then we can just add all the different pictures of the property to our carousel basically. And then you can have optimizations, automatically show best performing cards first, add music. I'll probably turn these off just so I have a little bit more control, and then I'll be able to actually add the cards. So I can go in there, I can add all the different pictures of the property. So let's say that it is this property here, and these are all my pictures. And obviously save those images. Save. Home 1. Again, I'm not actually creating this, but I might just take pictures of the actual house. Cool. I'll go back. I'm going to upload those. So basically, you can just take them for your listing pages. Maybe you've got a video, you can put that on the carousel as well. If you've got like a really nice video of the home, so people can just scroll across and have a look at those different images. Home. Main home 1. So here. I'm going to upload another photo just so you can see how this works. I think that was called image 3. Cool. So we've got 2 for this house. Yep, so we're just going to upload this first one to that card. Okay, so but yeah, because we're doing it on separate cards, we actually have to apply this ad copy to each of the cards individually. So we can just kind of make them all the same, but 3 bedrooms in Surfers Paradise. And then the description. just sold in this Paradise, 3-bed classic family cottage. So got that there. We put on the add preview. Add cards, add image card, and we'll add this next one in. Then for the second image, we can click on this one. And I'm literally just going to copy and paste that across to our next one here. So I'm going to you have to click on it. You have to click on it to edit it. So I'm going to go there, back up here, and take the description from that so I can use it on the second card in our carousel. Perfect. And then we got our ad set up here. We can see it on the side in our preview. We can scroll across and go to the next one, has all of the same components on each of the cards. And you can have video, you can have images. We can see when I go add cards, it's image card or video card. So there's a little bit of flexibility that you can do around that. We can also change the order of that. What I'd normally do is I'll maybe add one as a variation with this, and then add two, I might change the order. So I have two different variants and I can see which ad actually performs better, right? So that's how that works. Now that we've got that set up, we want to set up our actual lead form. So we want to set up that lead form so we can actually collect the info from people from the leads and see obviously what status that person is or what type of person they are. So we want to have at least minimum full name, email, and phone numbers with the pre-filled questions. So let's say I'm going here. I'm going to create a form and I'm going to call this just sold. More volume, that's correct. Normally get rid of the greeting, so I'll delete the greeting, go to just don't worry about the intro, and then I'll move on to our pre-fill questions. Custom question, pre-fill question, I'm going to start with the pre-fill question. So I'm going to say, same as on here, get all the details and price on. So get all the details and price on 35 Middle Lane, which is our property. By filling your info below, by filling info below, and we'll send you all, we'll send it over. Something like that. So then we're going to have full name, move that to the top, email, and phone number. You can also have a street address if you want to know where they live. But since this is a just sold, not really necessary because it's not like their home's getting appraised or anything like that. So we're just going to ask that. And then I'm going to have a custom question if we want to filter the leads to identify which are kind of potential sellers, like something like, are you a homeowner in South Auckland? Or in this case, are you a homeowner in Gold Coast or in the northern Gold Coast? So we really want to be identifying the ones inquiring on the property that are owners in our service areas. But yeah, this is pretty much the basic setup that's going to allow us to start promoting just sold properties in the right way. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to add in that custom question. So click multiple choice. Are you a homeowner in the Gold Coast? And then I'm going to say yes, no. And then when the leads come in, we're going to be able to see, okay, that one's a homeowner, that one's not. He might just be a buyer or interested in other properties, etc., etc. And we can go from there. We've got that in there, and then we can add our privacy policy. So just put link text, privacy policy, paste the privacy policy off the website. So I'm just going to go to ours to put that in. Privacy policy. We'll put that in there. privacy policy, and then thank you page or message for leads. Then you can property by clicking the blue button below, and then view website. I can put the link to that realestate.com. Property, so let's say this is my property. I can link it to wherever I want on the website, and then say details, or get all the dates. Or learn the price. So you can take that angle, then we can go create form, and now we're generating leads from just sold campaign, and we run both of these from the same form, so just make sure they're both on the same form. I would delete these other ad sets because I don't need them. So I'll just go here and I'll just delete 2 and then just run this one, publish that. And now we're getting leads coming through from just sold campaigns as well. And you can even do similar things for your just listed and just create a similar lead form. And a lot of the time that's going to be vendor paid. So you're basically getting vendors to fund your own acquisition as well, whilst promoting their property in the right way.